Today on Love Mrs. G, join me in the kitchen for some cooking and cleaning motivation. Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Jen and I make homemaking videos, though I am an imperfect homemaker. Join me for some real life cleaning, motivation, inspiration, and entertainment. The earwigs this year are crazy bad. And no, a basket's probably not the best thing to kill them with. Eventually here I give up and get the fly swatter down, which is right there. Don't ask me why I didn't grab it. And the bag on the floor, just an FYI, is not trash. It is washed out, returnable bottles that need to go out at the end of the night. The sprayer on this sink is absolutely ridiculous. I just got soaked. This video features Lulu, who is moonlighting as a vacuum cleaner, but she is in fact just a dog, a chunky little white dog. So for all those of you who are waiting and wondering, I have ordered the things to redo my kitchen counter, the backsplash, and on and on. I kept this at a minimum of, I believe I spent $114 on the things that I ordered, which was more than just contact paper. And I was lucky because I ordered at a time and just happened to hit the Amazon Prime sales. So I got some pretty good deals on this stuff and cannot wait for it to all come so that we can redo this kitchen. And the only thing that I will hint at is that for the countertop, I did order the pink, white, and gray marble looking contact paper. The rest, you'll have to wait and see. That's another video for another day. So some of you might remember me going on about my Dyson making all kinds of weird noises. So I'm going to give the sucker one last chance. I took it outside. I took it apart. Well, I took the parts I could take outside out, and I washed them all down. The canister, the filters that are washable, anything that could be washed, I pressure washed it. It's clean. I'm going to wait a few days for it to dry. I'm going to try it back out. And if it is not working, that sucker's going right out the door. And I will never, as long as I live, buy another Dyson again if this cannot be remedied. I do clean the filters out on my vacuums quite often, but I'm thinking maybe this just didn't get cleaned well enough. So if it didn't, she's getting another chance. One more chance. So I'll let you know in another video how it went. I haven't been having any problems with my shark, but since my hose is on, I'm going to be taking her parts outside too, pressure washing them, and letting them dry for a couple of days, because I have my robot vacuums and my other chargeable vacuums, so I'll be set for vacuuming. I just steam cleaned the living room rug. Sorry, I didn't get to film it. It needed to be done, and I did not have the time to set my camera up today. I've been rather busy trying to get this video out because, as you know, my videos have been coming out late as heck. And I apologize for that, but just some things are going on and makes it a little bit harder to get them done in the mornings. So I may be readjusting my time to get videos out, and I will let you all know what that time is once I actually work out a real working schedule. And as you see on the video, I am cutting up some peppers. We are going to make spaghetti tonight, so let's get to that. I just love how colorful all these peppers are. I kind of thought about adding some green in, but I didn't want to overkill my spaghetti with peppers since Bella's not overly fond of them. And yes, I am actually not going to just microwave everything tonight. I am browning up some hamburger with some peppers. I'll throw the pre-made meatballs in with this because the hubby likes them. None of us do. We prefer meat sauce, but he prefers meatballs, so we're compromising. And instead of penne tonight, we'll do spaghetti, and I'm not doing it the quick throw together way. Although my plan was to make some garlic knots, and I ended up not having time to do that last night, so I just made a quick version of Texas toast with some cheap old Walmart bread. It worked. It fed everybody, and we had plenty left over. So guess what was for lunch today? On this night, I am truly making my best effort to just keep up with the dishes. So if you see me doing a lot of dishes, that's why, because I am trying not to have them add up on me too much. And I did go to bed with no dishes in the sink. My bonus mom taught me this. I know some people who are Italian say this is a big no-no, but it keeps the spaghetti from sticking together. So I have always done it just the same way that she did it. I'm not Italian, so I guess I'm not offended. If you're Italian and offended, I am sorry. Look at that, the vacuum cleaner is standing at duty. And I love this colander. I bought it at a store that we have, which is a salvage store called Martin's, and I love that it collapses on itself. I've actually had it for quite a few years now and use it all the time. And if you wonder why we have spaghetti so much, I'm a huge fan. Trevor's a huge fan. Bella loves it. Greg not so much, but he'll tolerate it for me. I'm realizing as I'm getting more new clothes just how much I really need an apron. I mean, I really need an apron before I ruin everything that I've bought. If you see me stacking dishes in the sink itself, don't be alarmed. I've washed it down, it's clean, and it's just so that I'm not getting my counters completely soaking wet. The towels get totally wet through, and I do have a new dish drainer on the way. So that's part of the kitchen redo that you're going to be watching for. Just know that my dishes are not landing in a dirty sink. I washed it all down as you see here. I do need to remember, though, in between dishes to turn off the running water. I'm really working hard towards that because our water bill is quite high. So to cut down on the bill, I really would like to save on the water bill a lot. We use tons of water and it's really too much. We have a hybrid hot water heater, and I went down the other day and I noticed that the power had gone out and it was beeping and it needed to be reset, even though it will still give you hot water. So I put it back on heat pump mode, but I have noticed recently that my hot water seems hotter than it should be. Like, if I can't stand it, it is way too hot. And I went down and I looked and it was only set at 120 degrees, which is pretty low for what we generally would have it at. And it seems like it's way hotter than that. And I am concerned that there's something going on with it. So I think we may have to have somebody come out and take a peek at it or see if they can see what's going on, why the water seems to be heating up more than it should be. If you have any ideas, or your husband's or somebody you know has any idea what would make a hybrid hot water heater that's being run on heat pump run hotter than it should, let me know. I was listening to a lady on her channel talk about creating systems that worked for you. And I realized that my spices on my refrigerator, though they're convenient, they are not organized in such a way that it's working for me. And I realized that I need to go through them and I need to take all the baking spices out of those racks and just leave what I use for cooking on top of the stove. And another tip is if you do not have a trivet or an extra, or you've run out of pot holders or whatever to put your hot dishes on, what works great is to use an inverted muffin tin to put your hot pans and stuff on. It'll keep the heat up off the counter and won't ruin your countertops. With that said, the brand of contact paper that I do use, which is the same kind that I reordered in a different color, it is heat proof, and I know that to be a fact because I have put boiling hot pans on top of it and not had any issues. Although I will say, with a new lighter collar that I ordered, I'm trying to get out of that habit just in case it leaves like a darker mark or it burns it in some weird way or leaves a color. So it's a habit I'm just trying to get out of. But if you have surfaces that you want to protect from the heat and you do not have a trivet to set your pan on, or a hot pad or anything like that, an inverted muffin tin is perfect. Generally, when I make Texas toast, it's a mixture of garlic powder and Italian seasoning, but I was out of Italian seasoning on this particular night. So mine tonight is a mixture of Mrs. Dash and garlic powder, which it actually tasted just fine. You may not notice in this clip what I'm doing, or that it's completely intentional. I put the wooden utensil underneath my colander so that it would be raised up off the bottom of the sink, so that when the water, if you leave the colander on the bottom of the sink, it kind of suctions the water back up. And if you put a utensil under it or something thick enough to raise it up, it just allows the water to drain right away. It's a great trick when you have flat colanders like I have, because neither one of mine have much of a raise at the bottom, so it works really well. I just found that out the other day. Dinner is done, and I am going to plate up Greg's food and bring it up to him. He's had a bad day with vertigo, and he's been pretty sick. So I am just going to plate his food and bring it upstairs to him, and then I am going to go sit down and eat, and I will be back to clean up this mess. I don't know why I never thought of this before, but buying the bagged Parmesan cheese that's shredded is way better than the stuff that you buy in the can that you sprinkle on. Way, way, way better. I will never go back to buying the cans again. What are you all having for dinner tonight? This night I made spaghetti, and tonight, while I'm recording this voiceover, I'm making meatloaf and mashed potatoes. One of my husband's favorites. I figured he let me have my spaghetti last night, and I may as well let him have one of his favorites tonight. And I'm making it the way I did the last time, with crackers. And I'm back, and I'm going to get this mess cleaned right up. And for now, let's listen to some music. Bella really wanted to make some brownies on this night. And of course, her wanting brownies made me want some brownies, so I agreed. And we made a mess of the kitchen again. But that's okay, because we get to spend a little time together doing something, and I had some company also while I finished cleaning up the kitchen. So it was win-win for the both of us. In the end, we all got a sweet treat, and now I've got a refrigerator full of brownies. And if you were paying attention, you'll notice that the dogs got a treat as well. The mayonnaise fell out of the fridge, the top popped off, and mayonnaise got all over the floor. And by the time I had gotten to it, most all of it had been cleaned up by the dogs. So I guess they really are vacuum cleaners, aren't they? Because this brownies. Yep. So in the coming weeks, month, I have a couple of new videos planned, and I am waiting for the things so that I can do those videos. One is the one that you know about, and it is the kitchen redo on a budget. The second thing is I have a fairly large Temu haul coming, and it is all plus size clothing, and I will be being sponsored to review those clothes. I am going to go through the clothing first, and if I do not find what I bought to be on the up and up, they will be sent back, and I will not do the review. So if you don't ever see that review, you will know why. So far, everything that I have bought from Temu clothing-wise, I actually really, really like. They fit me the way that I like them to, so I think it's a go, but we will see. And the third thing that I have is we will be doing a back-to-school homeschool post. And I will be reviewing some headphones. And I will also be reviewing, in that same video, I will be reviewing a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse set. So stay tuned for those videos. And They will be spread apart, so you're not going to be seeing tons of sponsored type videos on top of each other. And again, the kitchen redo is not sponsored. Everything will have been bought and purchased by me, which it's already on the way. I'm all set. I want to thank you so much for being here and spending this time with me. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and until next time, happy cleaning, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.